Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to our Insta Jamm channel. And today we're doing a vocal Insta Jamm on range. So one of the most common questions that we get here is, what's my range? What's my voice type? How do I extend that range? I need range, range, range. And we're very much concerned with range, if not a little obsessed with it. Okay, so your vocal range is where your voice can naturally and comfortably reach without physical pain or strain from the lowest part to the highest part. Everybody, with a few very strange exceptions out there in the world, have three main segments to their voice: their lower range, their middle range, and their upper range. These are different according to things like sex, age, height, all that kind of thing. The taller you are, the larger your larynx is, and generally the lower your voice will be. In general, men have a lower voice than women, and children have a slightly different setting overall pre-teenage years. So you've probably heard of the four main vocal ranges, and we're going to show them here. We're going to show you whereabouts on a piano your range sits. But the main thing to look for when you're checking your range is where are the two switching points, sometimes referred to as the passaggio, for you. And it's all relative. Every single human voice is unique, and your range and where those little joins are between your registers, low, middle, high, are going to sit can depend on anything from your day-to-day health to how you're feeling today. And everything affects it. So it's not a mark of talent or particular skill set, it's just your default setting. So for your lower range, it's normally going to be what your speaking voice sits in quite naturally. It's going to feel quite boomy. This is where we use our sirens from our warm-up video, which I recommend you check out. So if we're going for our lower range, we're going to do a siren. And when you start to feel it get a little precarious, like it might do that Scooby-Doo thing, that first one, that's your first switching. You might find that you've got a little bit of middle range there where it's still comfortable but not too breathy. So we're going, and then you've got a sort of second precarious point where you feel like it wants to change gear. And that's where your upper register is. They're called different things depending on which school of thought. I'm just going to go with low, middle, and high because we don't need to be labeling that right now. So the main thing is to know where these joins are and to aim your song around it. If you know that in your song, the chorus belts out a big note on the fifth of the key, if that fifth is right on a join, it might be quite difficult. You might want to place it ever so slightly lower. If it turns out it feels too easy and doesn't sound effortful enough, you might want to take the key up. Which brings me to my most important point when it comes to range. Don't be afraid to change the key. With very few exceptions, there is absolutely no harm in it and no judgment in it. Your instrument, your key, your range. It is possible to extend your range within reason. Guys, if you stop singing when your voice dropped, it's going to be a little bit more work to get that upper register back. Ladies, your voice is going to drop a little bit more naturally anyway as you go along. And that will change with things like collagen and elasticity in your throat, or anything from major hormone fluctuations to flu season or hay fever. But in general, what we're looking for is a comfortable range that you can work with. It really doesn't have to be enormous. A good octave and a half to 2 octaves will get you very, very far. So what we can do is just make sure you work both extremes, but above all things, work the joins so that they're seamless. I hope you found this useful today. Be sure to check back in on our Insta Jamm channel for future updates.